Zapp Vibe is one of the many overlooked and forgotten R&B albums that is a classic in its own right. This is one of those albums that was overlooked and that went underpromoted when released in 1989 on Reprise Records. Not surprising since Reprise Records never really promoted black artists properly back in the 80s and 90s. Reprise dropped the ball on a majority of their black recording artists who were signed to their label. The Zapp band is no exception. Vibe hardly made a dent on the charts in spite of having three singles, one of which had a music video to accompany the song. Despite a lack of promotion from Reprise, Vibe is still a five-star classic and a masterpiece of an album from Zapp. Smooth, sultry R&B love ballads to wonderful cover songs is what's inside of this Zapp album. A couple of blues compositions are thrown into this album. Roger's signature talk box is all over this album, so you know none of these songs are going to be worth skipping. The album represents musical growth in songs such as Jesse Jackson and Ooh Baby Baby. The variety of musical styles on the Zapp album are really diverse. One example is the presence of the contemporary blues, which is strong on this album. Ohio was a hotbed of funk in the 80s. Zapp was one of Ohio's greatest contributions to music. Zapp's Vibe was one of the many great contributions to Ohio music. Vibe has that funk vibe and sound, hence a funky vibe when you play this record. Vibe was the last album to include frontman Roger Troutman, the brains and bread behind Zapp, and his brother Larry Troutman, the brains and bread behind Zapp as well, before their untimely deaths. Keyboardist Billy Beck was more hands-on with the songwriting on songs such as Jesse Jackson, Ain't the Thing to Do, and Fire. Zapp did a spectacular job covering Smokey Robinson and the Miracles' Ooh Baby Baby. They did a wonderful job covering their number one hit. Roger can do no wrong when it comes to performing on the talk box. You can't go wrong with Smokey Robinson and or Zapp. Ooh Baby Baby was the lead single off this album, which had a music video. The single was heavily promoted and played on the radio back in 1989. Shirley Murdoch and Roger provided the vocals with their soulful singing. Roger delivers his smooth, melodic cadence and lends his extraordinary skill with the talk box. I Played a Talk Box was one of the standout tracks selected by Reprise to be a single. Reprise made a wise decision of making I Played a Talk Box into a single because soon enough the single garnered radio play across the United States and Canada in 1989. Roger plays his signature talk box, which is what he uses to perform his vocals with his signature talk box all over the song as well as this album. Roger can do no wrong when it comes to playing the talk box. His smooth cadence is what made I Play the Talk Box an electro-funk favorite. Stop That is driven by a harmonica and a talk box. The harmonics are what really stand out. Roger and Terry can do no wrong when it comes to instrumentation arrangement. The song Stop That pays homage and tribute to blues music. Now, Zapp playing blues music and paying tribute to blues music is nothing new, as they have done this on albums such as Zapp 3 and the new Zapp for You. Stop That is similar to contemporary blues. Roger explains how his love for blues music came about in this Zapp song. His love for blues music started when he was a boy. Zapp performed a unique cover version of Ohio Players' Fire on the song Fire. This cover version of Fire uses a talk box, Zapp's on Fire. Now, this cover version of Fire is excellent. Bill Beck's outstanding performance on the keyboard is simply amazing. The Ohio Players connection is no coincidence. For those who did not know, Been This Way Before is not a new song. You see, Been This Way Before came from the 1976 album Roger and the Human Body. Introducing Roger. Been This Way Before incorporates the sounds of electro, funk, and soul all into one song. The song it has a breathtaking angelic vibe and sound in the vocals. Roger was inspired by George Clinton when he wrote Back to Basics. Clinton was even mentioned in the song too. Roger had once again went out of the way to give thanks to Roger Clinton in the liner notes, which say, thanks also to George Clinton and Bootsy Collins. No matter our differences, I still love and respect you both. I am ever grateful for your faith in my talent. May all good come to you. Inspiration of George Clinton was not the only thing that graced the Zapp song. Back to Basics featured the bass vocals of former Parliament vocalist Ray Davis, so you can hear the influence and sound of Parliament in Back to Basics. Back to Basics is also a tribute to Parliament singer Ray Davis as well. The intro has Ray singing on a street corner with George Clinton and Bootsy Collins performing doo-wop. His parents tell him to come inside. His father tells him he has to go to church in the morning. They worry he might get into trouble if he keeps hanging around George Clinton and all of them. Ray Davis even begins singing his parts up to the Give Up the Funk and Atomic Dog in this Zapp song. Jesse Jackson is the pro-black anthem of this album. All the members of Zapp pay tribute, homage, and respect to Reverend Jesse Jackson. The whole song is a tribute to Jesse Jackson. Billy Beck does a spectacular job on performing the vocals. Dr. Arthur E. Thomas, then president of Central State University, encouraged black Americans to continue aiming for higher education by getting them to donate money towards the United Negro College Fund. Dr. Arthur E. Thomas spoke in a gospel style of speaking. A fine example of black American cultural heritage is Jesse Jackson. Ain't the Thing to Do features all female lead vocals over New Jack Swing style music with use of electro synths. The song is similar to a sultry soul ballad or a 70s pop ballad. Notice the stop start style with some of the beats. Some of the beats are quite softened. You can hardly hear the drums though. Sad Day Moaning pays homage and tribute to blues music similar to how the song Stop That did. Sad Day Moaning is similar to contemporary blues, just notice the tempo and pace. New Jack Swing and rock music meet each other on the song Rockstar. Rockstar has a heavy guitar presence. The song has that rock music sound and vibe to it, of course. Jake E. Standstill serves as an instrumental closer for the Vibe album. The music you hear on Jake E. Standstill is similar to elevator music, with the mood being upbeat and cheerful. Jake E. Standstill is similar to a bossa nova style jazz instrumental. Zapp's electronic flavor can be heard on the song. Jazz, funk, and electronic meet each other on the Zapp song. There are elements of pop incorporated into this song too as well.